with me, Jessica Brigden of JessBCreativeCardiology. Hello, hello. Whew, we made it to Friday. It has been a crazy week. It really has. Many thanks to those of you who have left me comments, texts, different messages with well wishes. Thankful to say my mother is doing much better. She is home and recovering. She had a pacemaker put in, and so she's not able to move her left arm for 6 weeks. They don't want to move any of the muscles around that surgery site at risk of pulling any wires or anything. So she is a bit limited in what she can do. I've been helping wash her hair and things like that, but I'm glad she's home. And so this is a little bit of an adjustment week as we help get her settled and all of that good stuff. But it is good to be back here with you and do our regularly scheduled live video. Last week, David and I were on our 24th anniversary trip. We had flown down to Puerto Rico, where we stayed for 3 days, and then we embarked on a cruise with Royal Caribbean on their Rhapsody of the Seas, and we went to 5 different islands. We started out in St. Thomas, and I actually have a cousin and his wife who live there on St. Thomas, so it was awesome that we were able to meet up with them. They gave us the whole island tour, took us to a fabulous beach. They brought all their gear and everything, so we were able to go snorkeling. We saw sea turtles just off the beach. It was amazing. We went to St. Martin. We went to, can I get it? We went to St. Croix. We went to Antigua. Some of you know I had a little bit of an incident in Antigua. We did some horseback riding and I actually got chomped on by the horse. So I have a nice multicolored bruise. Thankfully that's healing, but as a result of that, we got to see a part of the ship we have never seen before. We had a trip to the medical center where they doctored me up. I got a fresh tetanus shot, some Band-Aids, all of that good stuff. So thankfully both the arm, because that was just as bad or worse than the bite. Thankfully both of those are healing up. We went to Barbados, and honestly by that point, the day after the horse incident, we just got off, wandered around. They had some amazing murals painted on some of like the shipping containers and the work yard there in Barbados. So we took some pictures, wandered a little bit, got to hear some cool steel pan drums, but had an easy day. And then back in Puerto Rico, where we had, actually it was a really fabulous tour of Old San Juan before they took us back to the airport. We did get to wander around, see some neat things, have some food and some local, we had a sangria. We had some fun stuff before we went back to the airport. Flew home, yes, got home Monday, 2 a.m., slept for a few hours, went to the hospital. Yeah, so it's been a busy week. So today, I want to share with you the swap cards. I got a whole bag of swap cards. They actually arrived last week. Of course, I wasn't home, but so this is what I had intended to show you Tuesday. So apologies for a little bit of the delay here. So swap cards featuring products from the new mini catalog, which yes, I can now show you the inside pages of. And I do have a fun project for you using the Fluffy Squirrel bundle. If you like squirrels, they kind of look like little chipmunks, squirrel chipmunks, and punches. This is the cutest little punch ever. And this is a card for you, and I have a story about a chipmunk that happened today too. So stay tuned. Let me flip the camera and we'll get started. All right, so glad to see I've got some of you here live with me today. All right, whoops. Get back in my routine here, turn my lights on. Okay, so as we get started, I got a whole baggie full of swaps. So a swap means we each participant, in this case, I believe we each made 20 of the same cards, and then we send them into the swap host. She sorts them and divides them up, and then we get 20 different projects back. Now, obviously this here on the top is not a swap, but I did want to give a shout out. Thank you so much to Kat, who sent me this beautiful anniversary card. My Aunt Jan too, so I got a couple of Stampin' anniversary cards there, so thank you guys, super cute. All right, so these are products from both the mini catalog and at the same time as the mini catalog launched here, we also had an online exclusive launch. So both of these things taking place here in September. So the online exclusives, we've got a few different suites. The Gathering Together suite collection. This one is called the Modern Christmas collection, Elegant Pines Snowflake collection, and then several different bundles and stamps and miscellaneous items. Okay, so this is in addition to the online exclusive. Hi Kat, I was just sharing the anniversary card you sent me. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So obviously I think most of you know I do not celebrate holidays, but I do have customers who do. And even though when you send in a swap, you get all kinds of things back. So this was my swap with the Autumn Wishes. And this one was featuring the Autumn Toile collection here from the mini catalog. All right, so Autumn Toile here starts on page 39 with some beautiful project ideas, and you've got a whole sweet collection. There are actually 2 bundles, designer series paper, a foil embellishments, and it's not really a ribbon. It actually, let me show you. It actually has the texture of kind of like loofah. If you know those like bath scrubs, that's kind of what it feels like. All right, so this was my swap, and at some point I will show you that. My team meeting got postponed from Monday to this evening, and this is one of our projects. So I guess I will show this to you guys next week. Okay, I'll demo that next week so that my team has a chance to see it first. All right, so I do have some autumn cards in here. Like again, I said, all kinds of different products that people have used. So I think the next suite, well, I'll just show you the different cards, all right? And even if you can always use the different ideas and the techniques. So this first card here is from Amy Rich, and this is a fun fold. All right, isn't that kind of cool? It's kind of neat. It's just, she glued this half down, so it's like a triangle fold there. That's kind of neat. All right, and then let's see, and then we're back to a fall. Now this one, this autumn collection is from the online exclusives. This one is from Heather Guerrero. All right, and I ordered this. I'm actually going to use this for my fluffy squirrel project here at the end of the video. But this suite has a little leaf embossing folder there. The designer series paper does have that little copper or gold foil element to it. And then we have some Cajun Craze embellishments with some gold foil in there as well. All right, so that one's from Heather. All right, this next one, this is from Kim Williams. This one also looks like a fun fold. This one uses the collection here from the mini catalog, as well as this new little tag punch. All right, so just cute little flap card. All right, let me see, I'll show you. I've got the whole stack here. All right, now this one, there is a background stamp. It's a single large stamp. It's in the online exclusives. It's called Etched Autumn Cling Set. It's a large background set. And I believe that is what was used here on this card, stamped on the different colors and then divided into panels. This one is from Kathy Johnson. That's really cute. All right, Another online exclusive. This one also looks like a fun fold. So this one is from Cheryl Smith. And what do we got? It looks like an easel card here. Oh yeah, that's cute. Is that fun? We got some cloud cover ribbon and coloring going on. And the stamp set, that is the Winter Scenes. It is an online exclusive. And it coordinates with the framed scenes bundle that we have. I'm a little confused on why Stampin' Up! Did this. They introduced a new scenic stamp set, but yet they're retiring the dies in the previous stamps. So I don't know. So if you like the framed scene, or excuse me, what is it called? Winter Scenes, and check out the framed scenes bundle, because you can get those items on last chance discount right now too, and it coordinates really well with that. All right, these are the Everyday Arches dies here too. Love those. All right, next up, this one, a nice monochromatic card here. This one is from Michelle Hornback, and that set is from the mini catalog here, the Child is Born set. Okay, then we're going back to autumn. They're in no particular order. They're just in the order that they were sent. So the designer paper on this one is the Autumn Toile, and yet the pumpkins are one of the additional online exclusive bundles. It's called the Beautiful Pumpkin Bundle. All right, so you can mix and match. There's all kinds of different items. So whether you like online, you like the catalog, you like mixing them together, all right, there's something for everybody here. Okay, this one, check out the sides of that leaf. That is really cool. Again, this one is from the Gathering Together Sweet Collection. The Gathering Moments dies. This is really quite large. All right, and you've got the background back there. Hi, Kathy. Hello, hello. So really cute. We've got a little watercolor look here for that fall leaf. We have a hint of fall in the air. The weather here in New York since we've been home has been absolutely gorgeous. It has been mid to upper 70s every day. Beautiful sunny days, nice cool nights, good for sleeping. It's been dry. This has been a gorgeous week. I think it's supposed to continue through the weekend and into next week. It's one of the things that makes September one of my favorite months. I love it. All right, now this set here, this one is from the mini catalog. And this one, I believe, is part of it's called the Traditional, what is it? Traditions of Christmas. It's a holly suite. And the wreath, I did not realize the wreath was that big. So you can kind of see, like the whole wreath is taking the whole, this is just half the wreath. There's a full card front. I didn't realize it was that large. And it looks like this was die cut from the designer series paper. I see there is a stamp and a die that coordinates, but it also matches the paper. So very pretty with the gold foil there. That was from Sandy Carlson. All right, next up, we got a gingerbread man, and I was surprised. I didn't realize the gingerbread man was actual cookie size. There's a life-size gingerbread man here. This one was from Jennifer Roque. All right, so so if you're wondering how large those elements were, yes, it is full size there, and I don't remember what page the gingerbread was on, or sometimes even I wonder, bouncing back and forth here, which was online exclusive, which is in the catalog. Either way, if you go online, you will see all of the items, okay? All right, so this must be here in the catalog. There is a guide here at the end, but they do not give us the pictures. All right, gingerbread man, page 54. There we go. All right, so this is one case where it is good to have a sample, because I would not have realized from looking at this how large this actually is. Okay. All right, next up, and this is one of my favorite suites. This one, I'm gonna call this the Northern Lights suite. The technical name here is called Lights of Aurora. This is in the mini catalog, pages 36 and 37. Absolutely beautiful. It's a 6x6 paper, but it's so realistic. Really, really cool. This one is from Karen Braxton. All right, she's got the textured notes dies here. All right, but very, very, very pretty. Okay. Again, like I said, these are in no particular order. Jumping back to the fall, the gathering together. Yes, gathering together. Really cute. And then these dies, I want to say those dies are from the mini catalog here. Okay. I love, not only do I love the temperatures of fall, but we do have my maple tree just out the window. I'm starting to get some color, a little bit of color on the leaves. This is from Karen Titus. All right, so we are getting a little color going on. So, winter comes too soon. All right, this is from Leslie Baumgartner. All right, we have a set of dies. Are they? Let's see. Okay. There's one called Branches, something Branches. Oh, here, this label set here, the traditional labels, that is the label that was used on Karen's card there. And this other bundle. All right, again, we're just a couple weeks and with everything going on, I haven't been totally into where everything is in the catalog yet. Okay, branching out. So what I did, I ended up, it's a really pretty bundle. I wasn't sure, I had sentiments similar to that. So I did order the label dies for myself because I really thought those were a unique shape. And I love anything with stitching. And of course with the pine boughs and pine cones and things like that can be used for anything. Okay, super fun. Let's see, jumping back to the poinsettia paper here. This one, well, goodness, what page was that? I can see the card that it's similar to. It was right here in the front. There we go. Okay. The Traditions of Christmas there. Paper is really pretty with the gold foil. All right, then back to some autumn. All right, this is one of the part of the autumn toile, one of the bundles in that collection, combined with the embossing folder. The embossing folder here is from the Peaceful Garden collection. That actually works really well together. I really like that combo of products. So even though items are from different suites, feel free to mix and match. So here is this is from the Amber Autumn bundle. Has the pumpkins, the squash, and the acorns there. Very pretty. This one is from Lisa Multakis. I really like that. Okay, this one, okay, so we've got two autumn. We've got the autumn toile and then the gathering together. And this also includes that large background stamp with the leaves. Okay, really cute. This is from Sharon Bauk. All right, so we got a lot of texture going on there. Really neat. Okay, this one, I think this is a fun fold. This is from Susie Wood. Let's see, Susie's fun fold here, because we've got different layers and panels here on the front. Okay, so actually just a little Z fold. Okay, really cute, but the way she layered the elements on the front, kind of a collage there you could do with any of your papers. That would look really neat too. Yeah, I could do this with fall leaves here. That would be really cute. All right, another Lights of Aurora. Just that paper is spectacular. And those embellishments are lots of fun too. This was from Leanne Gruff. All right, we've got one more Gathering Together here with the fall leaves. This is from, I'm sorry, is it Lainey or Janine Pullman? I'm not sure if it's an L or a J for that name there. All right, really cute. And I'm gonna end here with this fluffy squirrel card combined with the autumn toile. All right, so the fluffy squirrel is a bundle here from the mini catalog. Let me find what page we put the squirrel on. There we go, page 49. You can find the fluffy squirrel bundle. So you can get the stamps bundled with the punch, all right, and save 10%. Okay, or you could just do the punch, whichever you prefer. All right, so this card is from Lori Krause. And on that note, I'm gonna lead into my own fluffy squirrel card, or in which case mine I'm gonna call more of a chipmunk. And so the inspiration for this today came from the fact that Miss Ziggy, I let her outside this morning to wander around and enjoy the fresh air, because again, it's so beautiful. And I'm gonna move my stool here so I can sit and craft with you. So I let Miss Ziggy out this morning and come around the corner, and I thought, she looks a little mischievous. What's going on? And I take a second glance. Sure enough, she's brought home a friend. She had a little baby squirrel, well, not a squirrel, chipmunk. Not teeny tiny, but like mid-sized chipmunk in her mouth that she brought home to play. I don't know if it's a present for me or just she's bringing home a playmate, because she doesn't eat squirrels or mice. She makes friends and likes to sit and play with them. And so she brought this chipmunk in. Sure enough, it runs behind the couch. I'm like, oh no, this thing is gonna get in my house. I'm never gonna get this out. She's done that before in the past, and yeah, and it's not fun, especially when you hear it squeaking in your closet at night. So thankfully, it then made its way from the couch over into the entryway, and along the wall, it managed to get towards the sliding doors that we have out onto the deck. So I ran over there. She followed the chipmunk. She ran out the door. I then closed the sliding door. So the chipmunk was caught between the screen and the glass and the sliding door. And of course, Ziggy was there on the other side just watching. This poor chipmunk was just running up and down my screen. It was open like 6 inches, so she couldn't get at it. But I think after a while, it did finally figure out how to escape. She must have gotten bored and looked the other way, and the chipmunk took advantage of that opportunity. So nonetheless, I'm like, this is the critter card of the day, because we're always having adventures here in the Brigden household, or even when we're on vacation. There's no Murphy's Law, it's Brigden's Law, which means anything can happen, and you better just roll with it. So that's where we're at. So I'm using the Gathering Together, some of the designer series paper here from the Gathering Together Sweet Collection, combined with my fluffy squirrel. All right, and then I'm going to pull in some elements from the Painterly Pears online exclusive collection. The Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon here from the Painterly Pears works perfectly with this beautiful gold paper in the Gathering Together. And these are called the Low Profile Sparkle Dots. Again, these are part of the Painterly Pears Sweet Collection. The colors in these work absolutely perfect with this Gathering Together collection as well. So I'm pulling in items from a couple different suites there. All right, good to mix and match. And we're gonna do a little bit of fun fold card. My main panel on this card, I'm gonna do this like a little secret flap, okay? So what I've done is I've cut the part that's actually gonna open, all right, the fold part of the card, and this is at 4 by 8. All right, 4 inches by 8 inches. I'm gonna fold this in half so that my card is essentially 4 by 4. Okay, so 4 by 8, cut it down to 4 by 4. And then my Gathering Together Designer Series paper is at 3 3/4 inch square. And I'm gonna glue this to the front of my Mossy Meadow mini card here. Okay, so you can put this on however you want, but this Gathering Together paper is 3 3/4. Okay, alrighty. And so this is the main part. I did cut another piece, some basic white at 3 3/4 to go inside here. Alrighty. And then, since I had this cut at 3 3/4, I cut a little 1/2 inch strip. That way we've got a little piece, little decorative piece, just to stick right inside. You can put it all the way at the bottom or leave it up just a little bit. Okay, that's up to you. But then we've got a little party on the inside too. Okay, so what I want to do is mount this rather than do a full card. I'm just gonna do I'm gonna do a 1/4 size. So do we want to mount this on Old Olive, or should we mount this on the crushed curry? So I go Old Olive or crushed curry. Which do you think should be our background? Okay, you let me know which color you prefer for the background. All right, leave me a comment there. Let me know the olive or the curry. Okay, and then I've also cut little strips. We're gonna do a little panel on each side of the Mossy Meadow. So these are 3.75, so 3/4 inch by 4 inches. All right, to go on either side. And I cut another pattern. We've got a little stripy pattern here, or the back side is kind of this bark texture pattern. So this is the other thing for the side panels. Do we want to go with the bark, or do we want to go with the green stripe? All right, so leave me a comment there. All right, so it looks like several of you are voting for crushed curry as our background. All right, so that's good. So what I'll do is go ahead and adhere this, our little fun fold. All right, this is gonna go right here in the center of our panel. And now you need to let me know if we're going with bark or stripes for the side panels. Okay, I'm gonna glue this into the middle while you guys leave me a comment and let me know. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this 4 by 4 card and go right here into the center of my crushed curry that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so this is gonna go right there in the center, and then these little panels, one is gonna go on each side. All right, so this is what the bark, all right, let me put the olive on each side. That way you guys can kind of get a better visual here. Okay, so these little panels, this will also determine whether I actually glued my little card here in the center. We'll see how, I might have to trim just a little bit. I went slightly just a little bit too large. So let me grab my trimmer here. All right. And move some cardstock here, so let me try not to cause an avalanche. Okay, so let me trim off just a little bit on the edge, as in like just a little fraction. Okay, literally a fraction. Smidgen, technical term there. All right, we'll put our smidgen down the side here. There we go. Okay, so we've got bark. That's what the bark looks like. Or we have the, oh, I kind of like that one. I like the gold with the stripes. All right, so you let me know. Bark or stripes there? Okay. All right, so you're voting here for the bark or the stripe. Okay, to go on either sides there. All right, Kat likes the stripes too. All right, so we'll give room for another comment as we get ready. So the next part here, I took just a quarter sheet here of some basic white, and I used my Stylish Shapes dies. This is circle number 2, all right, largest circle number 2, or second size circle there. All right, and then second size smallest. All right, so that way I've got a focal point for my fluffy squirrel, and then a little place for my sentiment. Okay, so my squirrel will eventually go on my circle here, and then my sentiment will go on this one. So why don't we get those ready? I thought for the sentiment I could use "May you gather happiness." Would be really cute here on my sentiment panel. And I think I have just enough room there. All right, let me find my blocks. And this is actually, since I've been home, this is the first stamping I've done, and I tried to pick things up a little bit before I left, so of course now I can't find anything. Does that happen to you when you clean your stamp room? Then you can't find anything again? Okay, so let's go here. Oh yes, it fits perfectly. Okay, so may you gather happiness. I am going to clean my stamp. That way I can put the sentiment away. Okay, so clean that off. All right, that way I'm ready. I'm ready for the next part. I'm ready for my squirrel. So now the squirrel is a 2-step. Okay, so the punch, when you flip it over, the punch works with this squirrel here on the left. That's his outline, and then this is adding the fur, the fluff to his body, okay? So the punch works with this one, and then you do have a second squirrel here too. Okay, so let's get our squirrel. I'm gonna do my outline first, and then okay, there we go. Get the right one. So I'm gonna need a larger block for this. Okay, and I was hoping to have enough room on my scrap of paper here. I think I might have just enough. All right, let's check it out. I can always use another piece if I need to, but I think I should have, oh, looks perfect. Looks like I have just enough room here. All right, clean this. Okay, so I'm gonna clean that one, and now we're gonna grab our fur. Okay, so let's see here. It's always fun to play with a brand new stamp set. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do a different color. I stamped an early espresso, the squirrel and the sentiment. And so, or in this case, my chipmunk. So I'm gonna go with pecan, some pecan pie here for the body. You could go with Cajun craze. That would also work. That would be, you could make a red squirrel that way. Okay. Let's see. I did not condition that. I didn't clean my photopolymer stamp here before I used it, so we'll just go with it here. All right, perfect. Okay. Clean that. Close my ink pad so I don't stick my arm in it. Okay, so let's see how this works. Slide my paper here in the top. Oh, looks like I have just enough room. I'm gonna have a little bit of a white border around the edges. Okay. And, oh, and I forgot, I got an acorn too. I got a bonus. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't get the full acorn. I got part of the circle. All right, but that is kind of cool. You do get a little acorn, and yes, there is an acorn stamp here that goes with that. Okay, so let's see here. All right, did we decide on our stripes here? Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go with the stripes. Let's glue these down, and then I'll move my scraps out of the way. Okay, turn these over so I can put my adhesive on them. All right, so these are 1/2 inch by 3/4 of an inch. The little stripes here. Okay, yeah, I think that looks good. And then it kind of frames it, solidifies it, and then you've got your fun fold flap here in the middle. All right, so my sentiment, let's put a dimensional on that. Let's dimensional our squirrel. I'm gonna put 3 on there. Okay, and then for our circle, all right, so the squirrel will go in here, but do we want any other elements? We've got some cute things. We've got a little stump. All right, so maybe we'll do a little stump there. Oh, and then we can put something. Oh, maybe we'll need to punch another, let's do that. We're gonna punch another acorn so that way the squirrel has something to hold. Okay, well, let me get my stump out here. So let's stamp our stump. Stamp the stump here. All right, so let's go with, all right, I guess we'll just go with espresso. We'll make everything matchy-matched. So my mom says, she's like, since I've been helping out, and we do have different styles, and our kitchens are organized a little bit differently. And she says she knew when she woke up from her nap. I'd been there because I had lined everything right up. I like everything neat and tidy. Although it's funny, you wouldn't know that because my house is a disaster right now. But I a little bit type A sometimes. And she's so funny. She went around and moved everything just so that it she can't see on having everything right lined up just like that. Okay, so I stamped my little acorn. I put it on, do I do it the right side? No, maybe it goes on this one because it's on this side of the punch. So just do a little corner here, and that way I can slide this in. There we go. All right, and then I can pop that out. All right, if I cut this one, okay, then that would also work. You just have to, it's on the edge there, so you have to maneuver it just a little bit, but I think I can, yes, salvage that one too. Okay, making the most of our scraps there. And then, I don't know if you guys saw, there's this little like crosshatch, and you're probably like, what in the world stamp is that? Well, I think this will work good as this little background for our acorns. So let me find a little scrap, something to put on the back here. And that way I can do a pecan. There we go. And then I add a little pattern to the top of my acorn there. There we go. All right, so we've got all of our elements here. Let's go ahead and pop up our circle here. You guys know when I use circles, I like to use 3 dimensionals. Okay. So we'll do this. And let's place this right. Let's go right in this, a little bit high. Let's go right in the center. Okay. And then I can put my squirrel or my chipmunk, your preference. It's Fluffy Squirrel is the stamp set, but if you want to make it a chipmunk, it's okay with me. All right, put our squirrel here on the stump. And then, yes, I do need to color these. I didn't plan ahead for that. So my blends are in the other room. I'm using a mini dimensional here on my acorn. But that way I can put this together. Let's see here. Just like that. Little squirrel's got his acorn. And then my sentiment. Let's see. Yeah, I think this works right over here. Okay, just like that. Overlapping a little bit. So yes, I still need to color my stump and finish coloring my acorn there. All right. But let's see here. Let's see what this looks like with our mossy meadow and gold trim. So one side does have more gold and the other side is kind of a little more blended with the mossy meadow. Either side I think looks really pretty. So I'm gonna just pull this up here. All right, so I'm gonna use the gold side up. And I'm going to wrap this around and just do a knot. Okay, I don't usually wrap like that, but I put my designer paper layer on. I was too excited to play with that autumn paper, so we're just gonna fully wrap here. And let's see here. Just pull that nice and tight and trim this with our shears here. Grab my ribbon shears. Angle that. All right, I realize it's crooked, but I am right-handed and I tie from one side. You might find that you tie your knots from one side or the other. All right, I think that is cute, and it will flatten a little bit once it's in the envelope. You can always use a mini glue dot. Grab your snips or take your pick tool and just peel a glue dot off. Come on. And slide that right underneath your knot. That'll help prevent that from sliding around. Just place a glue dot under the knot. Okay. And then we need a little bit of embellishment. All right, we've got enough going on here, but that might be cute to use some embellishment. And I think I might go with the mossy meadow with the little leaves here. Let's do that. So we've got small and medium. So I think I'm gonna do, oh yeah, let's put one over here. That way we can see it. And then we'll do another one. Let's just put it right here. All right, little rule of thirds. Super cute. Yeah, I love that the painterly pair, the ribbon and the embellishments here work really well with this gathering together collection. Love it when items coordinate and you can get more bang for your buck. So what do you guys think? I'm gonna color this markers, which are on sale this month. All right. Oh, you know what? I do have. Ooh, I have a bin here, and I do have some. Oops, that was the avalanche of cardstock I was trying to prevent. Oops. Okay, so let's see. I've got dark pecan. Let's do that for my stump. I'm going to try not to go outside the lines here, which is why I'm using that bowl tip now that I've got it traced. I'm going to go in here with my broad tip and blend that in. Okay. And then we can do the same thing. Let's go with a little bit darker here on the cap. And then we can come in with the light. All right, and you can always, that's the nice thing with blending brushes, you can always layer for more color. All right, you can go back over if you want to add a little bit, highlight a little bit more of the texture, create a little bit more definition here. Yeah, all right. Oh, I'm glad I found those. So what do you guys think? Super cute. Fluffy squirrel, what do you think? Squirrel or chipmunk? Hi, Melanie. So good to see you on here. Oh, you got squirrels in here, but yes, my backyard is full of not only squirrels, but chipmunks. My yard, I noticed, have come back. We were having some skunk issues before we left, and they have definitely been out there. We've got clumps of dirt torn up in our yard, so I think the skunks are hungry. They're out looking for something. All right. Yes, living out here in the country, we have all kinds of critters inside and out. Try to keep the squirrels and the chipmunks outside, but yep, sometimes Ziggy brings in a friend. So if you have a fun story like that, feel free to share it with me. Leave that in the comments. But I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's nice to be back with you. Hope you enjoyed the swap cards and seeing a variety of the new mini catalog and online exclusive products, and had fun with our fluffy squirrel fun fold card too. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back to normal again and our regularly scheduled programming next Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.